families.
Well, more than 100 people were murdered in Utah last year, a record in our state. And tonight, loved ones and advocates gathered on the Capitol steps to honor them.
News specialist Garna Mejia brings us the story live. And Garna, today is National Day of Remembrance.
Yeah, that's right, Dan. Today's actually the National Day of Remembrance for homicide victims. Now, unfortunately, this growing trend means this is also a growing club of victim family members in need of support services. Under a golden sky, a small group gathered on the Capitol steps. They come from all walks of life, but they share the same grief. They've lost a loved one to homicide, including Darcy Housley, whose son was killed in a drive-by shooting nearly 4 years ago.
We'll never get over the loss of our family.
It's why they're here. Today is the National Day of Remembrance for homicide victims.
Utah, we hit triple-digit homicides for the first time in 2020. So we have never gone that high before.
Sadly, Brandon Merrill with the nonprofit Utah Homicide Survivors says this is a growing club. 103 people were murdered in 2020.
Domestic violence homicides are the top cause of homicides within the state of Utah. And we are higher than the national average as well. Our national average is about 25%. That's domestic violence related, and we're about 45.
While Merrill says COVID didn't necessarily impact the murder rate, he says it certainly delayed justice as trial dates and court cases were pushed back, like Kaylin Stafford's case. The suspect in her son Brian Haney's murder was released during COVID, and his trial was delayed until next summer. Then there's cases like Housley's, where police have yet to make an arrest.
There's been no justice yet, and it just seems like he's just been forgotten. His case is now considered cold in Ogden, Utah.
But regardless of where everyone is on the path to justice, this is where they found a space of healing.
Everybody has something to deal with in their life, but this is some kind of, it's just a horrendous trauma that you just can't even imagine.
Now, the Utah Homicide Survivors nonprofit has been around for about 3 years. They focus on helping victim family members for the long road ahead, long after the murder and all of that has happened. Now, they tell me that they see more and more people requesting their services.